Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian, and today we have something that's a little more modern than we usually look at. We have a Jatimatic, a Finnish machine pistol, basically, submachine gun. This was released in 1982, all private. It wasn't a military weapon. And it was, the point of the gun was pretty much security work, covert use, bodyguards, and that sort of arena. It was never particularly successful, although it's an interesting gun to take a look at. It's a 9mm Luger. It's a straight blowback, so mechanically fairly simple, but there are some interesting elements to it that you don't normally see in a gun. For one, if I hold it vertically up parallel to the barrel, you'll see that the receiver is actually offset several degrees from the barrel. The idea is this allows, when we're firing like this, in addition to pushing back against spring pressure, the bolt actually also has to rise against gravity, and that helps control the recoil. In addition, when the bolt comes forward, it's also coming down, which helps push the muzzle back down and make the gun more controllable. It came with 40-round magazines, as standard. It does have a vertical front grip that you can fold out. And interestingly, the front, you'll see there's no charging handle anywhere on it. The front grip is the charging handle. Fires from an open bolt, and you can see this big old fire note on the side. In order to render the gun safe, what you do is charge the handle back, and then when you fold in the front grip, this nub right here locks the firing mechanism and renders it safe. In order to fire, all you have to do is unfold the grip and the gun will fire. It has a polymer lower, which was just starting to come into use at that time. We have basically a stamped sheet metal upper, and here's a particular flaw in the design of the gun. The takedown mechanism is in fact the rear sling swivel. If I take that sling swivel and snap it down, the entire top of the gun opens up, which is nice and convenient for disassembly, but I can only imagine it would be fairly common to bump the sling swivel the wrong way and have your gun spring open on you, which would be a real bad thing. We have a bolt in here that is kind of along the lines of an Uzi or one of the early Czech submachine guns, in that the bolt wraps around the barrel. Let me get down here and disassemble this a bit. So we have a very simple captive recoil spring and guide. And the bolt is a fairly heavy affair because it is straight blowback. And you can see right here where it wraps around the barrel. So the barrel comes all the way back to here, which gives you a nice barrel length. But by having the bolt up in front, allows the whole gun to stay a bit more compact. The bolt is fixed, I guess this is actually a bolt carrier. The bolt is fixed into it. It's a fixed firing pin, fires from an open bolt, very simple, easy to manufacture. And then we have a cutout groove on the top of the bolt carrier, just to allow the recoil spring in place, like so. The barrel is simple to remove. You have to have the top cover all the way open so it doesn't hold the barrel in place. We just rotate it 180 degrees. Very simple barrel. These two lugs just hold it in place in the stamped receiver. And it doesn't even have a separate feeding ramp. It's just the entire inside of the chamber is chamfered. So this makes it very quick to machine. You can turn everything on the outside once, put it in a mill, flatten off those two sides, and you're done. That's all there is to it. So reassembly. We're going to slide the barrel back in with the flats facing down. Rotate it until the flats face up. Now, the bolt takes a little bit of practice to get in. receiver cover down and re-engage the latch to hold it in place. So as I mentioned, these were made in the early 80s. A very few of them came into the country. Not very many were manufactured anywhere. They didn't turn out to sell very well. They never came with a stock. They were only intended to be used fired from the hip or fired with the use of a sling. Neither of which is all that accurate. They did have some, they were nice soft shooting guns because these recoil reducing and muzzle climb reducing mechanisms really did work. But that benefit's kind of wasted if you don't have a stock to use to really be able to aim the gun. So, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Check back into ForgottenWeapons.com for more information on Finnish submachine guns.